Hi everyone, Stats Trader is here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll show you a safe way to buy AMC stock and how to profit from it. Every day I go to my YouTube channel and I refresh the subscribe count, and I see that I have new subscribers almost every day, and it makes me very happy and it makes me feel that my work is appreciated and it's meaningful. So thank you guys so much. Now before we begin, just a little disclaimer here. Everything I say in all of my videos and in this video in particular is by no means an investment advice. It's just for you guys to see what I do and how I think. So these investments are extremely risky. Don't take any responsibility for your trades that you make. So yeah, just be smart and take everything I say or anyone says with a grain of salt. Last year I bought this book and I've read it. So right here, I don't know if you can see it. It's called Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. This book is very fascinating. It basically tells you the history of all the financial bubbles in the 17th century and on. One particular bubble was, this book tells you about, is the Tulip Mania. Now the Tulip Mania happened in the 17th century in Netherlands. The tulips were in extreme deficit. Tulips were the sign of royalty. Tulips increased in price tenfolds and more over the course of the time that the bubble was happening. I think it took like 3 or 4 years. So basically at the very peak of the Tulip Mania, with just one tulip, a person could buy a really luxurious estate. After 3 or 4 months, the whole tulip prices just crashed. Many people just went bankrupt, and it was a big financial catastrophe for Netherlands. And of course, in modern days, we have countless examples, like the real estate bubble in 2008, for example, or the 90s when the stock market went up like crazy, or the dot-com bubble. And just recently we had this Bitcoin bubble, which I believe is going to burst pretty soon. Now, all of these bubbles, if you look at the history, and as you know, like I track statistics on many of these trades. If you look at the history, these bubbles, they burst and they drop as much as 90% its highest point. In stock market in 2020, we had many bubbles like that. And these were the individual stocks that went up 1,000%, 2,000% and more. If you look at the history of these stocks, maybe you remember a stock like Kodak, K-O-D-K, the ticker. Kodak went from $7 to $90, and then recently checked the price, and Kodak went down back to $5. So here we go, you have your 1,000% gain, and then it dropped 90% and more. Then recently we had the GME just a few months ago. Now GME went from $5 to $500, so that's another runner for you. And now GME crashed, and it crashed to $50, and now it bounced back, and it's around like 200. I didn't really check. The bubble that is happening is AMC, and at the time I'm recording this, AMC went from $7 to $72. That's the overall gain. The outcome of all of these bubbles is the same. Prices eventually crash, and they crash hard, and they crash as much as 90%. Next question is, how do we profit from it, right? First of all, something that all of these stocks have in particular is massive media coverage. Now, if you go back to the time of Kodak, so it was last year, I think it was last August, when the stock went from $7 to $90 and then it crashed. These were the news about the huge loan from the government, and these news were on the media. Every big channel was covering this news, and that's how the massive short squeeze happened. AMC had also massive media coverage, as well as there were people in chat rooms, in trading chat rooms, like the Wall Street bets, hyping the stock, and that's how these massive gain happened. Now the same thing is happening right now with AMC stock. It's covered in some channels, and also it's covered in Wall Street bets, and everybody's buying AMC. And the people that I know that, you know, they don't really know anything about stocks, and some of my friends, they have shares in AMC and they're posting this on Instagram, and I think this is another madness cycle that is happening right now, with only one predictable outcome, unfortunately. Instead of just blindly buying the AMC, and just a step back, I just want to say that there's no way to predict the top. You know, I gather all the statistics, all the high percentages. Normally, all of these stocks, they could run 1,000% and beyond that, but there's no way, or there is no degree or probability with which I can tell you, okay, the stock is going to go down from now. It's very hard to predict, if it's possible to predict. But I know what to do if something happens. For example, if the GME stock, or AMC stock in our case, drops 30, 40, 50% in around 20 minutes. So that's exactly how we're going to be trading this strategy. First, you want to wait for AMC to gain really high percentage. I would say 600, 700%, just where it's at right now. It went from 7 to 72. That's a really good percentage. Now, second, what we're waiting for is the massive panic. And what we're gonna do is, what I'm gonna do personally, I'm gonna wait for this 30, 40, or 50% panic, and then I'll wait for the halt. So halt, again, it's when the exchange stops all the transactions, all the buy and sell orders for people, for traders, in order to stop the massive panic, or to stop the massive hype. So basically, when the stock goes up or down 5-10% within minutes, they're gonna hold the stock. So I'm gonna wait for this hold, and then I'm gonna buy this stock on the bounce. Later on in this video, I'm gonna go through some examples that happened with GME stock, and that happened with other stocks. This pattern is very predictable, and it's pretty solid to make 30, 40, 50% return within just the course of 20-30 minutes. First of all, I'm just gonna draw it on the board to make it more understandable, and then we'll jump to my computer and I'll show you the live examples. Okay, so this is just one scenario how the whole AMC is gonna play out, and this is the scenario that I'm gonna be trading. If this happens, it has the highest odds of winning, and this is the best and the safest buy scenario for the AMC. So let's put it's AMC, and let's say it's 9:30 a.m. The market has just opened, and what's gonna happen is, of course, you're gonna see the spike. So you're gonna see some spike right from the open. It will not necessarily be a huge spike. It can be a little spike, a few percent, but you will see a spike and you'll see some volume coming in. And what's gonna happen next is all the hedge funds, they're gonna basically short the stock, or if they're holding the stock, they're gonna sell it. And what is gonna happen is it's gonna cause a huge panic. And people who have bought the AMC a few days before, they set stop losses, right? So they set automatic orders that will be executed if the price goes to this certain level. So let's say price was let's say 65, right? And then it goes to $70. Now previously, people who bought before, so let's say at 60 and at 40, they'll set their stop losses here, and these will be just the orders, and you'll have stop losses here. So basically, it's people being smart. They're just trying to protect their accounts, trying to protect their gains. And whenever the hedge funds short sell a huge amount of shares, what's going to happen is you'll have this huge panic that, according to my data, usually you have 40 to 70% drop from the highest point. And all of these are the limit sell orders, and whenever price drop, all of these sell orders will be executed at the market price, and this will trigger even further panic. And what's gonna happen is after it drops, you will see this hold. Usually it's between 5 minutes to 30 minutes. I've seen holds as long as 2 hours, and usually the longer the hold, the higher the drop is gonna be after the hold. But on the other side of the coin, you'll always have the strongest bounce. So the higher the drop, the higher the panic, the stronger the bounce is going to be. That's just the way it is. I've tracked hundreds of data points to prove it, and I'm going to show you on my computer later on. But yeah, so this is what's going to happen. You're going to see the hold, so there's going to be no trading for, let's say, 5 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there will be no trading, and then it will reopen, it will drop again, and it will probably keep going in this manner. It will drop, it will hold until, and this again can be 40 to 70%. It can be more than that, but that's just the data that I have. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for this perk. So I'm gonna wait for this green candle and the second green candle on 1 minute chart. And according to my data, if you buy after the second candle and you count from the lowest point here, the bounce can be anywhere from 30 to 80% from here. So that's the strategy. This is exactly what I'm gonna do, and this is probably the best way to buy AMC. Just wait for the strong panic, because it will happen. The more people are buying these shares and the more volume the stock attracts, the more predictable the stock will be eventually, and the stronger the panic will be and the stronger the bounce will be. So yeah, but this is just an idea, but still trade safe. Set your stop losses. I set my stop loss always slightly below this level, so right here. So let's say it's $20. I'll put it at like $19 or something. This will be my stop loss, and I'll be waiting for a bounce at least 40%. At least 40%. So again, let's say you invest like $3,000. I'm not even gonna invest that much money into it, but you invest, let's say, $3,000 at this price, and you get 40%. That's $1,200 return in just 20 minutes, and it's predictable, it's simple, and it's relatively safe if you know what you're doing, and if you know your data, and if you follow common sense, and you don't just blindly buy the hype, because if you buy the hype, you lose money. Yeah, so let's go to my computer. I'll show you a few examples, and good luck. Okay guys, so this is the GME example. Now this is what was happening. The GME had a run from 50s all the way up to 348, and it actually went up, I believe it went up higher pre-market. So market opens at 9:30, and then it's kind of slow, it's flatting, it's going up, and then you have this flat for about an hour, and then you have a breakout, nothing huge yet, and that's when you have this massive panic. The stock price drops from $348.50. It drops in about 20 minutes. Yeah, 20-25 minutes, and then it holds. That's the hold that I was talking about. Now in this case it was only 5-minute hold, because you see they've stopped stock trading at 216, and then 5 minutes later it reopened at 197, and then it kept going down. And what I'm really waiting for is this first green candle that would indicate that the stock is about to reverse, and I would buy here, setting my stop loss around 170. And then, so this was roughly 50% drop in 20 minutes. That's a huge panic. That's exactly what I'm gonna be looking for when trading AMC. 40 to 50 to 70% panic. The bigger the panic, the better. And then it bounces from 172 all the way up to 288. That's about 65% bounce. So that's pretty solid, and let's find another example. Now this is the second example for you. This is AMC. Actually, it happened on end of January, so January 26th. The stock had a pre-market activity, a very crazy gain. It went from $5 all the way to $20. And then as soon as it opened, you have this huge panic from $20 to $11. So almost 50% panic. That's exactly the panic that I'm looking for. And you buy on this first green candle and you set your stop loss behind this level here. And here you have it. It's a almost 100% gain. So from the lowest point, $11 to almost $20, that's 100% gain. And as a rule, the first panic is usually the strongest because it has the most back holders and it has the most people who were hyped to buy the stock and they're just panicking. And also you have the first wave of people who would like to dip buy, and this will definitely be a great opportunity to dip buy this stock. And so yeah, here we go, you have your 100% gain. And then let's go back to our current days where we are right now. So today the stock went from $37 to $72 and it's kind of consolidating. So my guess is tomorrow, if we have a pre-market spike and if we have a morning panic 40 or 50%, I'm definitely gonna buy AMC and take 30, 40, 50% even profit. And yeah, so that's the strategy that I'm gonna be using. And please be careful when you trade these kind of stocks. They're very fast, very unpredictable, and they can be very dangerous. So just be smart, don't do anything stupid, and trade safe most of all. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.